She's doing could be usurping any bandwidth. But
Hi, everybody. I tried to get back on. I hope you guys join me. I don't, I haven't had very good luck lately being online. I don't, when you have a family, everybody's online. So I hope you guys join me again. Tell her I'm sorry, but I appreciate it if she definitely doesn't go back online. If that's okay. For until I'm done. Yay! So, hey, Carla. I'm sorry. Hey, Shelly, how are you? Guys, I just have the worst. I don't know whether it's just my internet here or what. It has just not been my friend, and I don't really know what to do about it. So I'm just hoping when we move, it'll all be like settled down and we'll be able to like have. It's kind of frustrating because we are. I never know like what's going to happen with it at all. So I'm going to try to turn off the autofocus. I'm sorry, it's jumping. Yay!
can I help you with that at all?
No, it's just every time she gets on, she watches television on her phone and she watch games on it too, and it just takes all the bandwidth of everything. I mean, I experience it a lot.
She does that, so we'll be doing that.
Yeah.
Right
Hey,
now.
Shauna, I'm back. I'm sorry, you guys. It's like my teenage daughter decides she's going to do her homework, and her version of doing her homework is gaming and watching television on her phone while she's doing homework and a YouTube video in the background, and it takes all my internet. No, I didn't see your email response, but I will go back and look for it later. So I'm going to work on this little journal. I'm trying really hard to finish it before, the Disabled Artist Foundation auction is next week, and I promised them a few things. So I'm going to try to work on it, but and finish. I sewed it together, and I found some. I don't know if you guys have been following me for a long time. I did a million years ago some tag make, so it's in here. You have awful internet service. Usually I don't, but I have to tell you, when my daughter is home, like in the daytime, if I go online and she's not here, I usually don't have a problem. But when she's home, I have a problem because she watches everything all at once. So I don't know if you guys watched when I went to Michelle Scott's birthday a few years ago. I made this and I found it in my stash. I hollowed up this book, and if you've never done one, it's quite a lot. And in it, I made a whole bunch of little things. I don't even remember what my thought process was, but I thought, ooh, I found this. Now, if you were going to make one, make sure you stabilize your spine. Don't do like me. I mean, I can go back and fix it, but carving out one of these hollow books is a lot. But I found a bunch of cool stuff I made, so thought I would look through it and see if I want to include any of it in these journals. I will look. I will totally look. Well, what happened was, Shauna, is that when you asked me initially, I wanted to make sure that I had, I thought I had gone through all that I had. But you guys have to understand that I had a studio space for a long time as well. And so we've had a lot of stuff in storage. And I thought my partner had emptied out my studio space. Yeah, emptied out the storage for the studio space. But I think he had done part of it, but not all of it. And I found some more. I thought I was done with all my wallpaper books, but I found a few others. So I don't know how many more I have, but I wanted to make sure when you asked me before that everybody had paid, and everybody except one person paid for theirs, and all theirs were shipped. I think we shipped out everything I think he finished shipping everything out last week. So I'm telling you, girl, it's been a work in progress. All of it's been a work in progress. This whole thing And we were talking about it because, hi Jude, how are you? I'm so happy to see you. I was happy to see you at all the sales that they've had lately. That's been super awesome. So if you guys ever watched the video that I did with Michelle, I had this obsession, and I still do. I have a large collection of rusty bottle caps, and they just kind of reminded me of like medallions or something like that. So I made a whole series of them. I have all of these that I made and I made them I made some during Michelle's birthday, but I've made many more. I have bags of them somewhere. Oh, wow. And I even have a journaling charm in here. Ooh, look at me. That's great. So then I don't have to make one for this journal. I'll just put this one on it. Oh, God, you guys. So my partner and I were just talking about why this particular move is so stressful, feels more stressful than any of the others. And he was just saying, I think it's because when we left Hawaii for a little bit, I had got a big transfer, and we left the island for not a long time. I was traveling a lot with work anyway, and they stayed for a while before they came. And he said back then he just put all of our art stuff in storage. So like all my collection of fabrics and books and things that I use for my own artwork, he put in storage. And he said now it just feels so, more, I guess more final, So he said that's why. So for those of you that never followed me or just started following me, I was obsessed for a very long period of time with making things out of soda cans. So this obviously was a journaling charm I made from a soda can and painted one side with alcohol inks and vintage seed beads. I know, right? It's like I made these so long ago. I forgot all about them. See, guys, that's what I get. I was going through my stuff. I was like, keep, let go, keep, let go. So I'll hook that on the journal when I end. Oh, and here, look, I made another one. This one was made out of painted painty papers, and then cardboard, I think. And these are coconut beads. Cool. But I had a ton of these little medallions. I don't know where I put them all, but it's kind of fun when you find your crafty stash or your stuff. Aw, thanks, Jude. Anyway, so with all that being said, I am going to try. I don't know if I'm going to try to do a short sale tomorrow, and I'll tell you guys what I have. And for those of you that are in the market, come on by. I do have some wallpaper books. I have a bunch of, I got so many emails after one of the fabric sales that I had that I went about, Hawaiian fabric and what I had. So I've gone through I think I've gone through my whole stash. I don't want to say that. And then next week, it's like, it kind of has grown on me. It's like, it's appearing from nowhere. It isn't really appearing from nowhere. It's 13 years of collecting stuff, but I think I've gone through it all. And I think I have some kind of novelty Hawaiian Christmas fabric. And I think the best way, and I have some regular Hawaiian fabric, and some of it, you guys, is really old because when I first moved here 12, 13 years ago, I bought out a lady's sewing room. I bought out her sewing stuff, and it was some of this fabric. So some of it I know, I don't even know if you could even find it if you wanted to find it. I know I haven't, and that's why I've kept it. Hang on, I'm looking for a glue stick. But what I think would be like the fairest thing is I think what I might do is just put together like fat quarter packs and put like 5, like I was trying to figure out like what I could put in there that would be the cheapest to ship, because shipping I don't know, you guys, I guess I don't ship a lot of stuff anymore. I used to, but I haven't up until this move, I haven't really shipped a bunch of stuff. And I guess shipping in October went up quite a bit. Sorry, I'm just looking for a piece of tissue paper. And yes, it's cold here, you guys. Long sleeves. It was like 58 today, and that's really cold for me. I mean, it's relative, right? So what I might do is I might see how many fat quarters I can do, and it'll be just like a fat quarter mystery bundle of like 5 fat quarters in a pack. So I think that's what I might do. You know, like I think I have 10 or 12 pieces of Christmas, novelty Christmas Hawaiian fabric. And so that'll make like 5 fat, there'll be 2 separate packs. Do you see what I mean? Of 5 fat quarters. And I don't even think I have a full yard of all of it. Some of it I do, some of it I don't. Some of it, it's like, it is what it is, you guys. Well, the problem with that, Carla, is I don't have time to do one piece at a time. We're really trying to get out of here at the end of the month. And actually before then, we want to be out of here by the 20th. We want to be totally packed out. So I don't have time. If I did, it'd certainly be more cost effective for me because I'd make more money selling it one piece at a time, but I don't have time. So I'm just going to do there'll be like 6 bundles of Christmas fabric, 3 of each pattern. And then there'll be like something similar to that. I think probably have I don't know because I haven't looked through all of it, but I probably have 15 or 20 different pieces of Hawaiiana, and I'll just do them, and I'm going to do them in fat quarters of like 5 fat quarters, and do those in bundles. So if I have 15, I probably have more, but I'm just giving you an example of where my thought is going. I'm just going to just do like that. And so if I have 15, there'll be 3 packs of that. Does that make sense? And so, yeah, it's crazy. It has just been so insane for me. I thought I would be, we thought we would be done, but it's just taken so much longer than I think either one of us anticipated. And it's been a lot. It has really been a lot. So I don't know. I'll see. Whatever I can figure out, I'll get that in order. And either tomorrow or Tuesday, and then I'm done. And then whatever I haven't let go of, I've shipped some things to myself because of projects and projects that I've already committed to that I need to finish that require some of the things that I have. But yeah, then it'll be like a done deal. I just have so much more stuff than I thought. It's hard because when you teach classes, you collect all kinds of stuff for the thought that like I explained to you guys, we don't get everything here. So like when it would come up, like when I would find really cool magazines that people could use to cut up to make glue books, I would collect them, right? That's where I got all those Orchids magazines and all those, and I got all those Australian Geographics. It was because of that. Because like if you wanted to teach if you're visiting and you were teaching a glue book in class, you'd have to have all the things people would need to cut up, and you want to give them the best variety because most people are not going to travel with, they're not going to travel with a bunch of Nat Geos, right? They're not going to say, hey, I'm going to bring some Nat Geos with me. So that's where I collected some of those things. And there are some really cool, there are some very fun things to have. And yeah, and honestly, I didn't even realize because I had my own studio storage, and then where I was teaching, I had a storage there. So what I would do is like, if I knew like, because I told you guys I would teach 2 sessions and they were each 3 weeks long, and it could be, and they had 100 people in each session, so it could be 300 new people every week. I mean, or it could be, it could be 300 new people in the 3 weeks. It could be some overlap. So when you're trying to collect supplies for 600 people, it becomes kind of a lot. So I would just take them over there, just take the whatever magazine, whatever I didn't have room for in my own storage, or whatever I didn't have room for in my own studio, I would take over there. So after 12 years of that, you can really collect a lot of stuff. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm just shipping my metalsmithing stuff to me. Oh my gosh, that is so expensive. Guys, like yesterday he packed, oh my gosh, I don't know how many, and it was just just metalsmithing tools and stones and metal and it was a lot, and it was super heavy. It was crazy, but some of those tools some of those tools are really old, so it was better that I go ahead and take them, I may never get them again. And then that way when I get there I can just hit the ground running. And if I decide to, I've gotten a couple of custom requests from old customers, but I haven't had a chance to put any energy into it. So I told them after the first of the year, I have some ready-made stuff, but even that is slim pickings. So we'll see how it all irons out. Hey, Kathy. How are you, girl? Are you up tonight? Yes, I have to be patient with myself, Shauna. It's like, hey, Laura. So I'm working on my Defy journal. You're right. It's kicking me in the butt because I said I'd finish it. So I'm working on it. I'm trying. I have to find, I had some little charms I wanted to hang off of it. I got to find those. You guys, I'm like, so in this journal, if you guys have ever followed any of my stuff, I usually make really junky junk journals. So this has lots of vintage quilting fabrics and dyed papers that I've made. But I did a series a number of years ago of tags, and I made a bunch of them. So I found them in my stuff. So I thought I'd add those to this little journal. I just want all the pages to all the little pockets to be glued together. So it's coming with a plethora of very weird tags, but you guys have to realize that I usually craft with recycled materials. So my tags are not going to be like totally beautiful like everyone else's, but very functional. And I'll show them to you. And I'll add some other tags too. I just want to make sure I glued all the bits down. Oh my gosh, girl, it is cold here. It is cold here, you guys. It has been cold. It was so cold last night. I had to get up. Because we have no heat or any air conditioning or anything. I had to get up, as most Hawaiian homes don't. I had to get up and find extra blankets. And I got up and put one on my daughter too. She was like in a ball in her bed. Okay, so let's see. So these are some of the tags I found in my stuff. If you guys watched, did a whole series on tags one year, or I did a whole bunch. So most of these are made on recycled something and collaged and made of painty papers. Hey, Penny, how are you? You're having a burning hot day and freezing nights? Whoa. So these are all my tags with my art. So whoever gets it gets all my tags with my art. And I have planned, but I haven't actually gotten it all done yet. I have planned a series. Hopefully I'll get them done in the next few days. Well, if you've ever watched my old videos, Laura, you probably see me in there making them, like stream of consciousness. Yeah, that's kind of how I work art-wise. Stream of consciousness art. But they're all going to be like, I think these are made out of like probably cereal boxes or pasta boxes or something, some food packaging. This one looks like a Pop-Tart. Look, you can see the P on it from Pop-Tart. Hi, Lucinda. Do I have long johns? Lucinda, I don't even have any closed-toed shoes. That's been a whole other topic of conversation. about like how none of us are prepared for. Blake is probably more prepared because he went to take care of his dad for a while. Looks like I made these out of some book pages, so I must have glued a bunch of book pages together. You can see them on the back. These are made out of pasta boxes. So I'll put some of those in there, and I'll put that cool journaling charm in there. Hey, Tammy. Oh, I'm glad. And I think your box of books, because you got a bunch of books, we sent a media mail. So what Blake was really good at doing is he went through and he figured out how much everything weighed, and he found the least expensive way to ship everything. It took a little bit more finagling, and if any of you guys got wallpaper books, he made the boxes for them and everything. Your first time you ever said thankful for seat warmers in the car. Oh, girl. So I ordered some clothes. Or not for me. Well, I have a couple sweaters and I have a couple pairs of jeans. I ordered some things for my daughter because, she's going to be going to school. And you guys, this is not a Christmas themed journal, but it just so happened I made tags around Christmas. So that was like, some of them are, I'll find some ones that aren't Christmassy and put them in there too. But so I was telling her, I was like, you need to, I said, I need to order you some jeans. And she goes, I don't do jeans. She doesn't do any jeans. Okay. She said she doesn't do jeans. I don't do jeans, what she said. I was like, all right, whatever. She said, I do leggings. I said, okay, then go on with your bad self. You do some leggings. You do, it's like, okay, whatever. She's her own self. She's a trip, it's so, I mean, all your kids are so far apart in age. It's kind of interesting to see how they end up, You're digging a path through your boxes, breaking them down. Oh no, in your craft room. Oh well, I don't know if you got all your books yet, but I know that he was like telling me, he goes, everything's out, and I was like, that's awesome. And then he's like, he's like, he's like, he's like, some of those boxes were heavy. Yeah, she definitely needs some tights. Kathy, I tried to get her to order some. Okay, I was like messing with her. I said, you need to like order some. Like let's go online and let's look at it. And she was like, I don't do that. And you know what, Kathy, I'm over arguing with my kids. So I was just like, okay, you do what you do. You, you do you. Okay, fine. These are all product packaging tags. Let's see. Let me glue this envelope back together. I know that I'll have to make some. And for those of you that don't know, on the 15th, we are going to be celebrating with Miss Cat her birthday. She's going to have a birthday celebration. And I will save some little flat rate things to go in that, but so that I don't have a lot of packaging, you know what I mean? It's just like one and done kind of thing. But that is going to be fun. That's December 15th. That will be super fun. Maybe I'll just put some hidden paper clip blanks in there. I think here's one, the heart. There's a flower. Let's see. Guys with me, you never know what you're going to get. It's kind of like a random bizarreness. And she might do jeans everything. You know what? Hi, Ames. Kids are just their own things. Oh, how are you, girl? How's my moving going? Oh, please. Well, we packed a whole bunch of stuff. He took a bunch of stuff that, like some of my metalsmithing stuff we packed today. Like I have boxes that have mandrels and just all kinds of stuff in it. Maybe I'll put that one in this one. This is more my style journal, this junky, really junky junk journal. We took some of my metal smithing stuff to all these huge bracelet mandrels and ingot molds and all that stuff. So we took that to the post office. So that was good. Or to UPS actually, because UPS can handle heavier things, bigger things. I don't know exactly which one to call it. So he took that today. So that was good. I don't know, girl. We're trying. We're trying to get out of here as successfully as we can with as little scathing as possible, but I don't know if that's even possible. You're with my daughter. You don't wear jeans? Well, she'll figure it out. You know what it is? It's like I'm spraying with Scotch Guard and they're waterproof. Ooh, okay. Your hot tub tank exploded. Oh no. Oh no. That's crazy. What did she say? Let me see. You want all the pieces you're putting in my journal? Okay. But if you guys, I'm just going through it's like I find a box of stuff, okay, and it has like all like painted bits, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna put that in there. You know, it's like stuff that's precious to you. You know what I mean? But if you're not the junky junk journal type, I'm probably not your girl. I'm probably not your girl if you're not the junky junk journal type. This one's a really junky one. Yeah, I'll make some little extra bags of stuff I think people might like, but it's really cool. Hey, Malia. Yeah, Shauna, he is. He's we have a good landlord. He's awesome. No, he's fine. Are you kidding, girl? When we leave, he's raising our rent. He's raising the rent. So we pay like $3,000 a month rent, like $3,100. He's raising it to 45. So he is like a pig in shizzle, you know, because he's gonna raise it. Can you imagine? He's gonna raise the rent $1,500 and get it, not just raise it. He will get that money. Isn't that crazy? So he's happy we're moving. He is happy, happy, happy. He's a happy clam that we are moving. Oh, I have some of these. I love these. He is happy, happy, happy. So, and we did a ton of work to this place. When we moved in, oh, I can't even tell you how bad it was. You guys, we don't live in the Taj Mahal here, okay? We live in probably less like other people you would never ever want to live. I mean, it's just Hawaii standards. It's not it's just what's available. You know what I mean? It's like I'll put one of these in there. Put these in there. Yeah, so he's like super happy. Are you kidding? He's probably doing a happy dance at we're going because he's like, woohoo. You know, he's like, I don't have to deal with those. I don't have to. And we did a ton of work to it. I mean, when I mean a ton of work, I mean a ton of work. We did all kinds of work to this place. I'll put one of these in there. I better sign her though. Better sign her on the back. We painted it. It hadn't been painted in I don't know how long. We did a ton of work on it. So we probably spent a couple $1,000s on paint and just did all kinds of stuff, you know, painting, caulking, all kinds of stuff that for us, he wasn't going to do anything. I need some washi tape. You know, that's the problem is like I've packed all my stuff up or put it all away and I don't even know where it is. All I can do is just hope for the best. Hope that I have a few pieces. Yeah, it is island prices. It is what it is. You guys, there's no place for rent here. It is insane. There is no place for rent. There's tons of people, and my partner says he's seen more people living in their cars than you can imagine. I'm looking to see if I can find some washi tape, but I may not be able to find any. This is what I get. I get the big old, where is your stuff? Where is your stuff? Let's see. Guys, I have kept a little bit of stuff out for myself. Well, I did find a little bit of washi tape. It's not exactly the one I wanted, but better than nada. Better than nothing. No, living on an island is not for everybody, and it is certainly crazy expensive. So, I mean, not to mention the fact that after the pandemic, a lot of people, I mean, the pandemic's still going on, but a lot of people moved here that had remote jobs but had no idea of island life and island costs and raised the prices even more. So there's really very few, if any, reasonable places to live here now. And so, it ebbs and flows, but it'll crash because it does. It crashes here sometimes, and that's not really good. So right now they're having huge, they're finding it hard to find people to do the jobs that are available. And, primarily it's because it costs so much to live here. You have to make a living wage. It's like, you get the idea, right? It's just one of those things. So now that they've taken all the good places away, or reasonably priced places, I should say. Oh, guys, I'm definitely I think I have hip pains and joint pains today. It's cold and my body's going what in the world? My body's going, I don't think so. My body's saying, I do not think so. Let me see what you guys are ready. We'll come to, yeah, you guys, first of all, I'm so excited about moving. I mean, we've had a few faux pas. Obviously, we're not there yet, but that we're working on. But we've had a few faux pas, like the refrigerator broke the other day. And then, you guys want to hear, this is so stupid. The refrigerator broke, and, I have somebody house sitting, and she's calling me, and she's kind of freaking out. She's like, the fridge is making a noise. She called me one day and said, the fridge is making a noise. And I'm like, okay, and then the next day she called me with something, it's really making a noise. And then she said, it's not keeping things cold. So then she was like, why don't you look for a fridge on Black Friday? And I thought, oh, that's a great idea. Why not? So I called around, and looked like Lowe's was having a sale. And I called, the local Lowe's there. And they said, yeah, but they couldn't deliver the fridge until January. I was like, well, that was not going to work. So thank goodness for Facebook Market. I mean, I'm not a big proponent of buying things on Marketplace, but I'm not that familiar with it, especially because I don't live there yet. Right? So I called this little mom and pop. I found a little mom and pop on Facebook Marketplace, and I called them, and they said, I told the guy, I said, our refrigerator is going out. I said, I just need one to replace it. I said, I don't know what kind of fridge I want. I don't even know if we're going to redo the kitchen or anything. So he's like, oh, I've got a great refrigerator. I'll deliver it to you. It's like $150 and $50 to deliver. And I was like, that's a deal. Cause I didn't even know the kitchen's kind of small. And I have a feeling that we're going to want to do some sort of, remodel to it. And I don't want to, the kind of fridge I would want probably won't fit in the space. So anyway, he delivered it. He goes, and I can deliver it on Thursday. So the fridge lasted until he delivered the fridge. The old one ran good enough didn't run all her food or whatever. Hey, Rosie, how are you, girl? Anyway, so it's just one of those things. It's just it's little things. So that was a drama, right? No, the refrigerator drama. I have this fabric washi tape, and I don't think I let it go, but Lord only knows where I put it. So that was a minor drama with that. And Oh my gosh, look at this, you guys. This is, I don't know where I got it, but it's like got hula dancers. Look, hula dancers and pink flamingos. Perfect for me. So that was a little bit of the drama of that. So we got the new fridge. What else happened? Just stupid stuff like that when we're not there. They can't find people here at fast food jobs and restaurant stores or office, but they don't pay a living wage, not even close. What do they expect? Well, think about this, you guys. Most people, including myself, I've lived here for a good long while, but I had to work a number of jobs. Both my partner and I did for a while. I mean, it was nothing for all of us to have more than one job, and like a $50,000 a year job here won't pay. You can't live on it. Think about it. If your rent's $3,100, you know what I'm saying? So you need two or three $50,000 a year jobs, and there's only so many hours in the day, right? So, yeah. But what's going to be really bad is, all these people moved here during the pandemic, and I'm faulting our mayor, and our governor here, because they were encouraging people because they were like, oh, people can work remotely, they can live here in Hawaii. Well, now what? We have all these people that are living here that they're not working a local job. So they're not really, the only local economy support they're giving is when they go to the grocery store. And most of the mom and pops are gone. And so now they're just like, Safeway and Foodland and that sort of thing. So all the little mom and pops are gone. So it's not really, it's supporting a big corporate world, but it's not supporting local business. It's it's going to crash. It will crash here. And you know what? They don't listen. You know what? When you don't listen to the people that live where they don't listen. They don't listen to the people that live here. They don't listen at all. They just think, oh, I'm going to do it because whatever, it's good for me in politics or whatever they think. Right? So it is what it is. It is what it is. I can't change it. Relatively speaking, make good money on what folks make minimum wage. They can't live off. No, you can't. It's really becoming a like, I don't know, have any of you guys ever gone to like the Bahamas? Have you ever seen, it's like it's going to become like that, and that's just horrible. It's like, where the people that work there are resentful, they can't afford to, it's just, yeah, it's not a good situation. And I honestly, I really blame our government officials here, especially here, because they didn't need to be encouraging. Island life is not easy anyway. Okay. Just saying. But they didn't really need to be encouraging people that don't understand island living to move here. And then now what? Now, like, you need people to work in the supermarket. They don't have them now. Businesses are closing here because they can't afford employees. That's the real deal. That is the real shizzle deal. And I would just think it's like there's just no forward thinking, it's like in the moment and that's it. But that's why I'm not a government official, because you can see what I would say. You'd see what I'd say. I'd be like, no, don't move here. The really sad thing about it is that there is, they were trying to encourage teachers to come to teach here. Well, teaching doesn't pay a living wage here. So we can't even keep the teachers all have to have second jobs in order to even be teachers here. That's how silly, that's how bad it is here. I have a friend, she's been a big executive for a hotel here for a long time, and her landlord sold his house, the house she was renting. Houses here have multiple units in it just so they can afford it, for the mortgages. And she was living in a small unit, and she's had to live in her car for the past 6 months because she can't find a place. And she's got a great job because she can't find a place to live. So she said, you know what? She goes, She goes, I sleep in my car, she said, and I take showers at the gym. This is a person with an executive level position. That's insane, don't you think? Totally insane. So it's ridiculous here. Totally ridiculous. So this one at least has like a lot of my quirky paper clips. My quirky, what is that one? Oh, that's a pineapple paper clip. It's got a quirky paper clip too. So I don't know, you guys. I don't know the answer. And this one has like my journaling charm, my journaling thing. I can put this journaling charm on it too. Let's see. You don't want to be a criminal. What? Hi, Janice. Teachers have to have second jobs there too. But you know what's so stupid, Janice, is they're like advertising, and everybody dreams of living in the tropics, or if you live somewhere colder, somewhere warmer, right? So people are like, oh yeah, let's take that job. Like, okay, for instance, I have a friend who called me up and she goes, I need you to talk to this friend of mine. She got offered a job in Hawaii. She's a reporter and this and that. We were talking about it. And then I said, well, and she has kids and all these different things. And I was like, well, public or private school? And she goes, I think her kids probably go to private school. And I said, you're talking about $30,000 a year. That's private school here for 2 children, 15,000, maybe a little more depending upon what school you go to, right? And I said to her, well, I said, that's just what it is. I mean, it's not like it's just how it is here. It's how expensive it is. As if she doesn't want to go to public school. And I said, well, we were talking about it. And so she said, well, will you talk to her? And I said, honestly, I don't think right now is a good time to move here. I said, especially if you're wanting to live here a long time, like really move here for the long haul of it all. And so she ended up calling me and we were talking on the phone. And I said, well, what kind of job? And she goes, I'll be a beat reporter. Okay, first of all, let's get something super, super, super clear here. It's very difficult being an outsider here. And asking somebody like that to be a beat reporter, I was just like, I said, so you think you're going to come and people are going to talk to you? I mean, that's the most ridiculous thing. Why not hire a local person to do that job? I just listened to her. And I just said to her, I said, well, I'm not telling you not to do it. I said, but if you can afford it, I said, if you want to send your kids to private school, and I was honest with her, because my daughter went to private school for a little while. And so I said, well, this is where she went to school. And I said, and, I was honest with her. I just told her all the stuff that I'd gone through with my own child who's only gone to school here. One of my kids, she's 15. She's only lived here. We moved here when she was like 2, And I moved here for a job. But if I had known then what I know now, I wouldn't have done it. I don't think I would have done it. Anyway, so we talked for a long time and I said, well, are they giving you a place to live? And she says, no. And I said, well, what kind of stipend are they going to give you for, what, I mean, not to be too nosy, what are they paying you? And when she told me, I said, well, I said, what does your husband do? And then, like she says, he works for the Forestry and Parks Department and he works remote or whatever. And I said, well, after our conversation, I just said, I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I said, but first of all, if you're going to be a beat reporter, no local person's going to talk to you. They just aren't. It's kind of weird, but how it works here is that people I guess because it's kind of a transient place, lots of people move in and out or on and off. They, people are not always trusting, So I don't know. I probably discouraged her, and I wasn't trying to, but I was trying to be honest with her because I think if somebody had been much more honest with me before I moved here, I don't know that I would have. You're a book dealer and a back alley soap dealer. It's crazy. Yes, our politicians because they are all getting like these salaries employed with whoever forever and whatever, and often it's not the same for everybody. And it's yeah, you guys, all I can tell you is, living on an island, it's beautiful here. It's probably it is by far the most beautiful place I have ever lived, hands down, hands down. It is not an easy place to live, and it is not a welcoming place to live. So if you like, it's just not. I can't. It's a great place to visit. I would highly recommend a vacation any day to Hawaii, but save your money so that you're like well prepared for price and sticker shock because it's crazy expensive. And yeah, it is what it is. But I probably I didn't mean to discourage her. I wasn't trying to discourage her, but I was just giving her a dose of reality, because like it's so stupid. And also too, people come here with the idea like that they know better, like for whatever reason. You know what I mean? Like, oh, we wouldn't do it that way. We know better. And you're just like thinking, you just need to come and assimilate. You don't need to come and try to think you're changing everything and everyone. It's a difficult culture to live in here. I'm not going to lie. It's a beautiful place to visit and it's magical. There's so many magical things and the whales and the water and the mountains and the natural beauty of it. It's incredibly beautiful. But Hawaii's not an amusement park, and many people think it is. Like people they don't understand that nature is like really the ocean's real. It's it's its own living entity, and you have to respect it and fear it. Don't go out when they say there could be possible mudslides and whatever. Just because you're here doesn't mean it's like I don't know. We're in like the amusement park society, you know what I mean? Where we go, oh, it's like Disneyland. Well, whales are not Disneyland. Sharks are not Disneyland. The ocean is not Disneyland. The mountains aren't. Mudslides aren't. It's serious stuff. Yes, and Carla, you're absolutely right. You were totally 100% right. You're 100% right. That being said, I will miss the people that I would teach every year here. I will miss that. I'll miss a lot of things. I will not miss the politics. I will not miss the I won't miss that at all. Oh, I must have another paper clip somewhere here. I won't miss the politics. I won't miss that part. And I won't miss the that sort of thing. I won't miss any of that, and I won't miss the high cost of living. I definitely won't miss that. It's you guys, it's crazy expensive here, like beyond anything you can even imagine. Maybe I'll just put this in here. Oh, I had a thing. Oh, I'm gonna put those in the other one. Um, it's just I don't know. Go live 4 years on the military dime. No, I'm sorry. Like I know that people get posted here from in the military, but I also know that in them getting posted here, they also have like they at least they get military housing. Whereas once you move off of that, forget it. You know, and I'm not necessarily on Maui. We have a very small military base here on Maui. Very small, not like Oahu. Jean, what are you doing up so late, girl? I'm still working on my Defy journals, okay? Working on my, working on my journals. I finished my quilty one. I'm just adding all the bits to it now. Adding some bits and pieces. And I'm not gonna cut all the strings off. I am gonna add some charms hanging off here, and I will put this charm hanging off of it, I think, this metal charm. But I was gonna put a grommet in it, but I don't have it. Yeah, I made 2 of them so far, Laura, for the Defy auction. One of them is like a really junky junk journal, which is the first one, this one, and I love it. You guys, I'm all about the junky junk journal. I don't know if you guys have followed me long enough to know that, but I'm all about the junky junk journal. So this one I made for Defy, and then this one I made 2 of them. So this is my junky junk journal with, and I'm gonna put some other tags and stuff in it. I just gotta find them. And then this is my one that I made from, like, I made my daughter's book, except this one does have a few little junky things in it. I mean, it has like no junky pages you could write in this one, but I have put some flashcards, and I'm gonna put some other stuff in it. I just gotta find. I had to find a piece of sari silk and tie it, and I got to find the charm. I have a whole bag of these little tiny beautiful miniature keys. I cannot find them, and I've seen them recently. I don't know what I did with them. So those are my 2. And if I get the gumption up to finish a couple more that I've had, as examples in teaching class, I will put those in there too. You got home from the hub's Christmas party. Oh, thanks, Miss Laura. I love you. You lived there when 10-ish and your dad was in the Air Force? Aw. You guys, it's just, it's expensive. I know life's expensive a lot of places, but it's crazy. You were the DD. Girls, I can have one glass of something and I will be the drunk person, okay? My drinking days are done. So glass of wine is about as good as I get. You know what, Amy? I have packed all your papers that you made me and mailed them to myself. So I don't even have any Amy. I was like, oh, let me go find some Amy paper. I'll put some Amy paper in this journal. I don't even have any Amy paper. Okay. My Amy paper is packed, probably already in North Carolina waiting for me. Yeah, prime rib. Ooh, I would love some. It's so ridiculous. I don't know. My kids made margaritas one night, and I was like one margarita in, and I'm like done, But I will show you some kind of cool stuff I found. This is what I think today was like kind of a nostalgic day. So I will do a final flip through before next week, before the auction. And you guys know the auction's on Saturday, and it's all about journals. And you guys, I donated some of my journals that I bought from some of my most favorite YouTube artists. That please go and support Defy. It's so important. You just can't let anybody see the drinks. Now Amy, I this is what I did when I knew that we were really moving. I saved like all the things that, like, my favorite things, like things I got for myself selfishly. And if I had been teaching class, I certainly would have shared your beautiful paper with some of the students, because I think it would encourage them to go home and maybe dye some paper of their own, or and I would give them some dyed paper that I'd made, to put in their journals. So did it like so people would have like a understanding that you don't need like fancy materials to have stuff. So, but I will show you what I found. And I was like, oh man, I haven't worked in these in so long. So you guys remember this magazine journal that I made, and I was going to give it to my daughter, and I typed up all the recipes of my mom and everything. Well, I didn't give it to her because you know what? After she threw away the rug I made, after she threw away the rug that took me forever to make, I was like, she's never going to appreciate this. So I'm going to finish making it for myself. So I'd never put the recipes in it. So I may go back and do that. Or maybe I don't know. If I go back and do it, I might do it like, and it still has pages that I hadn't finished in it. But when I found it, I was like, oh, you guys, making these magazine journals, I think is so fun. But this one was like, I really tested, like, this is a magazine transfer, I think it was either gesso or acrylic. I put book pages. It was an Oprah magazine, I think. And then I covered the pages in book pages. And then this one, I think I either used acrylic paint or I gessoed, and I did a magazine transfer of the Eiffel Tower that I think came out amazing. I think that one came out good. And then, because it was going to be a cookbook, they all have like sort of cooking themes, or well, obviously that one doesn't, but some of the pages did. So I never finished it, and I'm glad I didn't give it to her. This took me way more time to make than the rug, okay? The rug was just her torn up t-shirts. But so I'm definitely going to finish this. I'm definitely going to work in it. I loved making this journal. I loved the whole experience of it. You were sorting stuff and you saw how much Amy paper I really had it. No more hoarding them. I know, right? Well, I mean, honestly, I would, I enjoy making my own dyed papers. Obviously, I don't make them the way you do, but it's a labor of love making dyed paper. It is a freaking labor of love, and it's like when people understand and can see, like, okay, these are beautiful dyed papers. Now you want to learn how to make them. Let's just make some coffee dyed paper. And then you see them like go, oh, and then they have a greater, much more appreciative stance on handmade. Well, I'm glad you're using your own paper too. I have hoarded it though. I did use it in. I think I used some of it in my daughter's wedding journal. Amy, I think I used a few pieces. I think I made some tags from some of it, and I used it. I made a birthday journal for a friend, and I used some of it in there. Not all of it, I will tell you. I used it sparingly. I was not that generous. I was not that generous. Amy paper, I know. We love Amy paper. If you don't have any Amy paper, you don't know paper. She dyes some wild things. Love them. But I loved making this. If you guys haven't made one of these, I have to tell you, it is so fun. And I covered mine with painting papers and different things and painting magazine pages. And I haven't finished it, but I'm definitely going to put some energy and love into this for myself and finish it. It is very laboring. It is. You always like other people's stuff over yours. I'm the same way. And what's so sweet about like buying things other people make? I mean, I love, are you kidding? Like you guys, I need nothing. Okay. I absolutely need nothing. And you can see my next few sales, you'll be like, oh my God, that girl has way too much. But realize it was for teaching. It wasn't just my own personal hoard collection. What? No, I can't call it hoard. What am I supposed to call it now? Pack ratting. I can't remember. Jamie told me I had to call it something. This was also a magazine transfer because I was a little addicted to that for a while. So I found that today. So then I found this one that I was working on, and this one was inspired by, it was inspired by, I can't remember who did a kind of like a journaling by fives, but somebody did it in a glue book form. Might have been Carla Caged Fish, where you only have three things or a focal image. I can't remember. So I made this, which I started and I hadn't finished, right? But I loved it. Still magazine journal. I was going to eventually, grommet sew the pocket down so I'd have one in, or maybe make a flip. But this one I took to a lesser example. I think I was just like trying one large focal image, or maybe it was you, Jane. Did you do an exercise on one large focal image? Somebody did. I can't remember. So that was this one. And so these are my base pages, and I was going to finish them. And Darla got some of the fussy cutting when I sent that whole packet of stuff that she got of my like magazine journal supplies. I had fussy cut a ton of stuff for this. Darla got it. Darla has my fussy cutting. But like this was like from some sort of photographic magazine, and I thought it was so cool. It didn't look like this. I just cut it in pieces, but what? What did you say? Job joy. You need a Japanese book? Oh, Carla, I have lots of Japanese books. That's what they tell us anyway for teaching, right? It wasn't you. Somebody did it. Okay. or maybe we were talking about it. I don't remember. So I made this in response to that. Never finished it because I probably took a job because I needed 2 or 3 jobs. You can send it back to me, Darla. No, I'm gonna come and craft with you, Darla. Then I can bring you some more. But this was a really fun. I would say do this. It's such a fun exercise. It was like, now I'm gonna have to figure out who told me. I don't even remember now. So it was just like you could only use 3 elements, I think it was. So I used my 3 elements were book pages, painting paper, and then like 1 magazine focal. And so, but I loved making this, and I got farther along than I thought, but I didn't finish it. I think I did this when I was working that job, when I was managing that store at the Ritz-Carlton, when I was doing arting on my lunch minute. I think this was it. I think I was arting on my lunch minute doing this. I love these. I'm addicted to them, Jean. I found a whole pile of them. I was like, woo! But I love this because I could use all those people images, large people images that I love. I have to have one over there if I have page blank in here. Oh, look and see, I did lips. You know me, got to have some lips. This one had contents. I loved it with the hands holding it up. The lips. And this girl walking off the page. And her black and white. I should go back and doodle on it and finish it. But I think I did. Maybe I did finish it. Maybe I did. I mean, as far as the exercise was going, the focal image. Is there one left? And this was a magazine transfer because I had to do that because that was addictive. If you guys have never done it, I tell you, go do it. This was probably just with acrylic paint though, in a magazine. I don't even know which magazine image, but if I have a blank page, I have a girl over there. I saw her. I was like, I need to glue her down on something. I have one. Oh my God. I actually have one. Hopefully she'll work on it. Okay, now I've really lost my mind. I don't know where I put the girl. She was a seashell girl. She was a girl wearing all seashell clothing. I don't know where I put it, but I have a page for when I find her. I've been saving her. I've been running into her. I was like, I need something with this. So I loved making this one. And I should do something on the back, and I should maybe write in it, or I don't know. And then I found this one. See how addicted I was to it, you guys? This is like me, okay? And I found this one that I just started probably who knows how many years ago, but that I just started and started laying down book pages. You don't have to lay down book pages on yours, but yeah. And I found this one. And then I found another one too. It's like I have multiple. It's like, yes, it's a disease. It's I love them. I love them so much. If you guys haven't made one, do it. It's just like magazine pages. Like, let me see if I didn't glue them all down. I would tell you if you're going to work in it a lot, to tape the spine and I like masking tape, but you use what you have. Painter's tape works good too. So you just fold a magazine page. I did rip out some. I don't know which one is this. I tend to like the Oprah magazine. Don't ask me why. I don't think this was one because I don't think she would allow alcohol in her magazine. So I don't know what this one was. And I covered up the front. So who knows? But yeah. Maybe I'll just put these boots in there. I'll look for the seashell girl some other time. Where in the world? I just saw her. I was like, I need to glue down the seashell girl. Yeah, this is what happens, you guys. I was like, I found her. I was going to glue her down. And I walked away from it. And I didn't do it. Didn't glue down the seashell girl. Let me see if I have any other blank pages. I don't know if these boots are... Maybe I'll just put these boots in there anyway. So in the next day or so, either tomorrow or Tuesday, wallpaper books for anybody that wants some. And I have more than I even realized I had. So we're not going to judge me, but they were in my storage. Wallpaper books, a few more old books. I found some of my favorites that I've kept. I have mailed myself a few, but not as many. The fat quarter thing I'm definitely going to do, because in that way a whole bunch of people can get some fat quarters, instead of one person getting the whole yard, 4 people can get a little piece of it. What else? I do have a few more sets of those orchids magazines. If anybody wants any, I don't know how many. I think I have at least 3 more sets. I'm not 1,000% sure, but I think that's what I have. I don't know if I have any more Australian Geographics. I have a handful of those Chinese cookbooks, Chinese magazine cookbooks. I have a handful of those. And then I think I'm going to take whoever's suggestion it was and do like mystery boxes. And I just have to go to the post office and get some boxes. I was thinking of getting some medium flat rate boxes. And then, because I have all kinds of really nice scrapbooking paper, like 6x6 pads. And I have some 12x12 pads too. 12x12, or what else do I have that's like weird? Guys, I didn't realize that I collected so many weird things. I mean, not weird to me, because I'm like looking at it like an art supply and thinking that, what if I never get it again? But I had just like some odd things, like, what do I have that's like, well, I have all those weird magazines. And then I have, the one other thing that I'm definitely, those orchid magazines were beautiful. Squirrel, right, Jean? I'm telling you, I'm totally squirrel. Today's was a bad day for that. I have all of these Life magazines. So Life magazines are expensive to ship. They just are. If you ship one, I think it's like, I don't know, $12 to ship it or $13 to ship it, because they're really big. And mine are from the 40s, 50s, and 60s. And the inside pages are pristine. The covers are not. It's just they aren't. It's just how they weathered here. It's not anything I did or anything that whoever had them before me did. Good night, Lucinda. Love you, girl. So I am going to put them either in lots of 5 or lots of 10. It is basically the same price to ship 5 and 10. I think one is like $13 because they're big. They're really big, and you can't send them medium mail. So I think 5 and 10 is like 15 to ship. So I was thinking of putting them in packs of like 5 and of 10 and seeing who wants them. And they'll be like a mix of the years. I'm not going to go through each one individually. You guys, I have an enormous stack of them. I got them from an estate. A lady passed away, and here on the island. And the people at my little used bookstore know that I collect the oddest collage fodder possible, because I would go there all the time and pick up their whatever odd magazines or whatever they had. They would call me and say, "Oh, we got this whole new stack of whatever," They would call me because they just just recycle all of that. So I have a huge stack of those. So I was going to take some of them with me. I can't take them all with me. It's just too much. For the right person, it's a great thing. I don't know how many of you guys are really familiar with Life magazines that are that old. There's some they're actually incredibly cool. Let me see if I have one close by. Hey, babe. I had them in the other room. Guys, I craft in the back of my house. Let me see if I can get him to bring me I had a stack. I was just trying to figure out if I was going to, how many I was going to bring to myself. I was going to bring for myself. Some of them are so cool, you guys, but they're really big. And can you bring me like like 2 or 3 Life magazines?
Sure. How's it?
The internet's better now. It's better now that she's not watching NCIS and gaming and yeah. But so that's what I have. Oh, they're really amazing. They're really, really amazing. And I mean, the part of me that is the frugal crafter in me, is like they're bits and parts. They're like the best collage fodder you'll ever see. And he's going to bring me one, but they're big, and you can't send them media mail. I already got in trouble trying to, but they're really great. They're from like the 40s, 50s, and 60s. And what I did when I was teaching class is I would make like packs of like something like this. Like I found this in one of my bags. I think I have like 10 of these. I would make a pack, and this would have like some collage bits from one of those old magazines, some Japanese book pages, and these are some German book pages from like a book that's like 200 years old. So I would give them like they would come to class, and we would start talking about glue booking or collaging, and I would have already done this because many times it would immobilize them to see books that they had to then tear apart, take apart, um, and then when they saw it like this, it looked more like materials and less like they were defacing a book, right? So I have a few of these. I don't know how many, but I mean that's what I would make them, or I'd make them small ones, or like I don't know if we were going to do. Have you guys ever done the half a face exercise where you take a magazine face and rip it in half, and then you draw the other side of the face? That I would do that too. So yeah, your aunt and uncle had some. These are the things that are difficult for me to let go of. It's so silly. It's so ridiculously silly. It's not the pots and pans, the clothes, the whatever. It's the magazines. I need to find, guys. I think I packed my. I think I already mailed myself my. You know, big, my, thing that grommets. What's it called? You know what I mean? The grommeting thing, which I can't think. I think I mailed myself that. I think I already did that. I mailed myself a package of that. But I think I'm definitely going to put this charm on there. I have an eyeball charm I found. I can't find it. I had it, saw it the other day. I'm like, oh, I'm going to put that on there. But I think I will put this one on. I mean, it's not really goes with the quilty theme, but you get the idea. It doesn't go with the quilting part, but it goes with the other part. But I don't know where my grommeter thing is, so I can't even poke a hole and grommet it so that I could put, I'll just put some ties with it or something. If you guys haven't tried this is super fun, but it's very fiddly. If you're not into fiddly, I would tell you to refrain from doing it. It's super fiddly making those drilling charms. Crocodile, yes. All right, crocodile. That's totally it. That's what I have, you guys. My crocodile. I think I mailed it to myself. I know I kept a handful of sari silk for myself so that I could tie it, but I think I mailed everything else. I'm not going without supplies. I just don't have my supplies, like the ones that I've collected. Yeah. So yeah, I will definitely gotta find some more cards and bits and pieces to put in there. So here, I'll show you a couple of them. So like here they are, and they're really big. Okay. So this is what I have. This is from 1953. Backs are back in fashion. Okay. And they're heavy. So the cover's not perfect. And the cover's not going to be perfect. Some of it is on some of it, but some of it isn't. It even has a lady that owned them. She lived in Paia, which is here on the island of Maui. 1953, the original posting thing on it. But these are fabulous. I mean, wait till you see like the ephemera in them. Like, look at this. And they're not, I mean, they're as in perfect condition as they can be for as old as they are and being in the tropics. But like, look at that. She would be a fabulous piece to cut out, right? And then even like all these like little car things, like cutting out the cars, right? And then they had all kinds of, look, Ray Milland from the 50s. And look, they have all the movie stars. So I have big stacks of these. So I'm thinking of doing that, putting them. Your uncle had all those Vargas girl pictures too, which we were not supposed to find, but the kids did. Pre-Playboy. Woo! I know, right? But like, look, you could even look, wouldn't she be like fabulous for a glue book? So the pages, I mean, they're not going to be like pristine to, you can craft with them, put it that way. They do have the best magazine ads. You are totally, I agree with you, Amy. Yeah, it's fun glue booking, like even cutting out all these little radios. So I'm going to put these in packs. They'll just be random. I'll try to put like, well, Blake's going to have to help me. If you get a pack of 10 of them, I'll try to put, I'll try to mix the eras if I can. I just don't know how many. I have a lot, but meaning like maybe you could have a couple from the 50s, a couple from the 60s, and a couple from the 40s. If it works out like that. So I'm going to work on that. They are really great for art journaling and glue booking. Like I would cut his feet out. I like those Bostonians. And look at all these little tiny ads. These are my favorites. Like if you look at the little small ads, I love them. This oven is so big it bakes 4 pies, 11.5-pound ham, and sweet potatoes for 24 all at once. Oh my gosh. Uncle Ben's rice, the only rice made to cook fluffy every time. Oh my gosh, you guys, some of this is hilarious. So I'm going to have these. That's what I have. And I have so many other things, you guys. I just don't know. I may just do mystery boxes. Remember that movie that was made of this, or the diving horse? Remember that movie? Oh my gosh, what was the movie? It was like I've seen it, and it was with they remade. It was about her, the diving horse name. Wow. Some of these are so great. I love this. Thanks for the thumbs up, you guys. I appreciate it. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have, this is so funny, 8 o'clock coffee. Look at her face. See the difference? Smell the difference? Taste the difference. Oh my gosh. They did have, look, the coffee pot smiling. Oh, it's so great. Ride a modern train and rent a car on arrival. Rent a new car from Hertz. Wow. You guys, so this is it. These are what I have. These are my still my treasures, Oh my gosh. A surprise happy ending for Alice, who played hooky to get a ring. What? Oh no, the miracle survival in a Kentucky bean patch. Wow. That's crazy. So that's what I have, you guys. I have all kinds of fat quarters of Hawaiian fabric, and I'll put them together in packs. And I have fat quarters of the what do you want to call it? holiday, Hawaiian holiday. It's sort of like they're very into what do you call it? Anime. So they're like anime things. I love this. Like I would totally cut this out. This would be like the center of one of my. It's the new
1954 Dodge.
1954 Dodge. But look, they have ballerinas. So when you drive a Dodge, you get a ballet. They're ballerina dancers. They come everywhere you drive. Ballerina dancers.
The green that they have too.
The green is. I love the green. Okay, I would like this green. And look, they show you with your dog riding in the back. I love it.
These things they fit the whole family in the back.
So this is what I have. I have like all these crazy Life magazines and fabric and wallpaper books and what else do I have?
Show the cover of the one on the bottom.
Okay, wait. I just wanted to look at this for a little. I wash 1,400 pounds of laundry a year. I'm so proud of my pretty hands. Oh my God. There's a Dodge that's running around your town that looks like that. Oh my gosh. What is this? Carpets that are more sculptured than a statue? What? Save 29 cents and do yourself a favor. Men and spray deodorant for men. Oh my God. Wow. No wonder we all have food addictions. Look at this. Baker's chocolate is the biggest. Oh, I would love to cut all these little Fussy cut all these little bits out. Yeah. A pretty researcher marries her boss, the bride. Walking into the church with Wilbur A. Johnson, an old family friend who gave her away. The bridegroom's arrived with his brother, the best man, William consultant David Shine. Oh my gosh, you guys. McCarthy's stormy courtship ends in a huge church wedding. There you go. Senator and Mrs. McCarthy. There you go. Look at the Statler hotels with the frogs. Oh my gosh, I love this. Is this girl part Zulu? What? These are crazy. Wow. This is some crazy stuff. Oh, look at this kitty. I mean, I'm not a proponent for smoking things, but look. Old gold. I really, these are great. So let me see the other ones. Let's see. He brought me this one. This is the one. Bob Hope. Oh, look at this one. A California war worker. Look at that. This must have been scandalous in 1942, you guys. Here's a guy in his underwear.
Well, no, he's in. That's with the shorts back then.
In 1942?
He's wearing shorts.
Those look like his underwear.
Did you remember McEnroe when he was playing tennis back in the early 70s? His shorts.
This is in 1942, though.
They wore them shorter back then. They just did.
Whatever. That's so crazy. I thought he was in his underwear. Okay.
I mean, now, granted, I think, yeah,
his were a little short.
The edge a little bit. He and Montgomery Clift.
These are really cool. These are so cool. 1942. Born to come out on top. So
I can get lost in those magazines.
I can get totally lost in them reading all the articles.
I find them as entertaining as like going to watch a movie.
You find them as entertaining as watching a movie? Oh, that's cool. You guys, when was the last time you saw like a magazine that it says these are days to know more cuts of meat? They're showing you all the cuts of meat that you can get. That would not be in our That would not be in anything we had today. Isn't that crazy? But it was like seriously like saying, okay, look, here's a ham shank, a Swiss steak, a chuck steak, whatever, 32 meat recipes. It's crazy. These are great though. Look, these are for sheets, bed sheets.
Yeah. If he's
Crazy.
found new, what is this?
Oh,
Your breath may be the reason.
If he found somebody new, your breath may be the reason. Oh my
She's, like,
God. And it's for
crying.
Colgate
Oh
toothpaste.
my gosh.
They called it dental cream. These are hilarious. Only you're not in your 1954 joy of cooking. Oh my God. You guys, some of these are so fun. These are great. So if any of you have a hankering for some old Life magazines. These are really, really great. Some of these are just so fun. Eleanor Roosevelt. Wow, this is great. These are so cool. I know, too funny, right? Oh, look, there's Gandhi. Wow. Gandhi. Wow. Wow, this is crazy. 1942. Well, these are great for anybody that wants some collage fodder or some history lessons, or these are amazing. It's new and improved, rich in flavor. Campbell's tomato soup. These are so funny. A most delicious spinach and no sand. Oh my gosh. Wedding cake. Oh my goodness. These are like so fun. This issue is a pure history lesson from 1942. It sure is. What's great is like, not a lot of things last here. And I'm not so sure why these did, except that things were made, like even old books. Like I have some books from the 1800s that I've gotten here, and even those have been good. And the tropics are not usually conducive for paper things. Oh, look how beautiful that is. I discovered Mary Carter's secret today. Yeah, some of these are so cool. Wow, look at her. Look at her. She's like such a va-va-voom. She is a va-va-voom. Hey, Jennifer, how are you? How are you? So either tomorrow or Tuesday. and then I'm going to be done. Then I'm going to be absolutely done. I am, as sad as it will be for me to not be able to take what I really want to, have to leave some behind, I will. But if anybody wants a few, you can let me know. And these are super cool. My hands are doing kitchen duty right on the home front. Oh, wow. Look at this. This is beautiful. Life calls on the Gibsons continued. Wow. Look. Beautiful. Wow. 1942. Wow. Good to see you. things were made to last. I don't know where I put it, but I packed a book that I've had. I think it's like from the 18. I don't know exactly when, but it's really old. But the pages are they're like the best quality pages I've ever seen, and it's like so exciting to have them. It's like one of those things. But yep. So these are my treasures. These are my treasures. But you can see why I've saved them. If you were going to come and take a class, and believe me, I've used a ton of them. It's not like I haven't used them. I've used a lot of them. But somebody coming to take a class or whatever, I'd make a pack of some collage fodder. I would never give them the whole magazine, because I'm telling you, just the same way when all of us started making altered book art, we were not necessarily we felt like there was something wrong, right? That we did something wrong to, oh, look at that ad. It's beautiful. Look at that. What a beautiful image. That we felt like we had, that we couldn't cut it up, And so I would have already cut up some things. These ads are so awesome. These are so cool. Handcraft show exhibition at Worcester Art Museum. It's a revival on useful crafts. So what are on your crafty wish lists? Do any of you guys have any mainstays on your crafty wish list? Mine's to get moved and get organized. But other than that, usually there's always something that I really want, but honestly, I haven't, because I'm in my own world of purge or whatever. I feel like I've been shopping in my stash. Do you guys ever feel like that? Wow, look at W.C. Fields. That is a big picture of W.C. Fields. I feel like I've been shopping in my own stash. I feel like I've been finding things that I've made a long time ago, finding bits and pieces of things I've made, just finding cool stuff that, I'm like, I love that. I would love to cut these up, love to fussy cut them, right? Ooh. Look how vibrant the color is, even on the color pages. So I would like a crafty organizer. That's what I want. Oh, for my crafty wish list, a crafty organizer. Oh, I love this. The picture. Look at this. I don't know if you can see it. The baby. Oh, how cute is that? Campbell's soup ad. No, carnation milk. So that is what I have. I'll have fabric. I'll have fat quarters. I may have some mystery boxes. I have to figure out how many I can do. I have a handful of those Orchids magazines left. I found more of them in a drawer. I thought I pulled them all out, and maybe a couple of those Chinese cookbooks. I have that. I don't know. I guess I do have a couple of really cool old books that there. I have a whole set of encyclopedia of erotic literature, and it's excellent. There's 3 volumes. But 1944, 10 cents with Bob Hope on the cover. California war worker in 1942 in his short shorts. And backs are back in fashion. So tell me what you guys are working on. Amy, what are you working on? What are you working on, Miss Ames? Put this down here. Let's see what I'm gonna put in this thing. I need to find some stuff to put in it. Large size. What are you working on? A few glue books, large size. Girl, I love that. Large. I love large glue books. I had some little flashcards I'm going to put in there. And some red and green paper in your die bats. Oh, that's good. Christmas scrapbooks for your members and moderates. Oh, Shauna, you're so sweet. That is such a sweet thing. Girl, I can't craft for anybody this year. I am making a quilt. I am making one rag quilt. But I haven't, you guys, yeah, I've started cutting out the pieces. I have to start doing it because otherwise I won't have it. It won't be done. Does that make sense? These are French and English, and German and English flashcards. Just going to put a few in there. And like I mentioned, you guys, these are for the Defy auction, the December Defy auction, which is next Saturday. And if you guys can go, it's really an awesome way to support the community. Yeah, I had a long conversation with my kids, and I don't think any of them expect. I don't know if maybe they expect stuff. I don't think so, but my eldest daughter, she is in Panama, and she and her husband travel, so I don't think she expects anything. But I'm just gonna send them money because I'm not, and I don't know I don't know what he's gonna do for his sons. They don't celebrate. You know, when we got together, I realized I was a much more of a celebrator than he was of the holidays. Not that he didn't celebrate them, but they don't. It's super simple for them. You know what I mean? They don't do. Maybe it's only women that go all out. I don't know. What do you guys think? Is it women that just go all out and men don't? I don't know. I mean, he always makes me something nice. I'm not making him anything this year, guys. I'm making him the opportunity to leave, to get out of here. I do something for them every year. I'm a big proponent of giving back. I agree with you, Shauna. You can't wait to see me after moving, Carl. I don't even know. Like today I was like so weepy over like some stupid anyway, it's just stupid stuff. I was so weepy today. I was like I felt bad for my partner. I was like, I'm sure he's like over it. He never says a word, but I'm sure he's over it. I'm a little over it. So, you know, he's so kind. I was like so weepy. I was going through like all my I was just going through like all these projects that I've made for different things, and yeah, it was stupid. You know, I didn't need to get that upset over it, but I'm not going to lie. I was definitely upset over it because it felt like, do you guys ever get to the point where you feel like one more thing? Ah, that's how it was. I was like, and I'm kicking myself for saying yes to teaching that class. Like at the time I said yes, I did not even anticipate the moving thing and all the stuff that we were going through. And now I'm just like, why did I ever agree to that? That was like it's like a lot. You know, why did I say yes? It's like it should have been a just say no, right? But it wasn't. I'll try to find some other tags that I've made. I'll try to make some bigger ones that are plain if I can. You know, that are not all. decorated or whatever. And I definitely need a piece of sorry silk to close this. All in good time. Girl, I'm telling you, I was talking to the girl that's house sitting for me, and I'm so blessed. You guys, I feel so blessed because, you know, how I would not have known, like, we would have gotten there and the refrigerator would have been dead, or just weird things like we hooked up the um we hooked up we hooked up the electric, but my hottie didn't. He thought that he had signed it up for like auto pay or whatever. And you guys, we're not there, so we don't get any of the mail, And we would have had the we would have gotten there and had the electric disconnected if we hadn't had somebody staying in our house. You know what I mean? It was like one of those things, and it doesn't work the same way. It's like they'll sign you up for auto pay, but you have to. I don't know, something so stupid. It was like you had to do 2 payments not on auto pay before. I don't know, but he thought he'd signed up for auto pay because when he connected it, he thought, hey, I signed up for auto pay. So it was so stupid. They were gonna, so we wouldn't have known. So we would have gotten there. We would have had no refrigerator. The pipes might have burst because we wouldn't have had anybody staying. And we wouldn't have known that the electric would have been turned off. Or it's like it's stuff like that. And I'm super grateful because she could have. Not everybody wants to house sit for somebody else in their new really old house. Their new 115-year-old house. So I'll be glad when I get there. I'll be super glad. I will be super duper glad when I get there. Yeah, so he mailed out a bunch of boxes. I think a lot of my metalsmithing supplies, which I'm excited about, are going. And then I don't know. We'll just kind of see how it rolls. It's so weird. I'm going to be excited to get there and hopefully have a breather, and then try to figure out like what exactly I want to work on. Like, do I want to make some metal work? Do I want to, what do I want to do? That hasn't been like a thing I've thought about for a while, but now I'm definitely like really thinking about like what it is I want to do. So it'll be kind of fun to see. Amy, anything else? Any more things in the works for you and finding your perfect dream home or dream location? I'm sure Vegas is so nice right now. You're like thinking, oh, it's so great. It's so nice and cool. My sister just moved to Vegas. Let's see, when did they move? Like a couple months ago. They moved from, her husband retired, and they moved from California to Vegas. And they were just trying to decide where they were going to go. Like they offered him a retirement package. He's worked for the same company for a really long time, and um, he's not really old enough, I would say, to retire, but because I guess they were buying out all top executives or whatever, so he said it was too good of a deal to pass up. So they downsized and bought themselves a small house in Vegas, and she loves it. But she said she really loves the weather right now. She's like, it's so good. She said, I can walk the dog. And she said, but it was hot when I first got here. It's on the back burner. You're working on saving some money and getting more stock in your Etsy. I hear you. Girl, I know it's a lot of work. Tell me about it. I mean, I get it. I completely get it. I'm going to go through, and I have all these like really old ephemera pads. I'm going to see if I can find them. Hopefully, I say I have them. You guys, I don't know. Hopefully I didn't like just let them go. So that's good though. At least you know what you want to do, Amy. At least you know, like, okay, I'm going to give myself till the spring or whatever, and that's what I'm going to do. I think that's awesome. You know, I thought we would already be out of here, you guys. Honestly, this is how like silly my head was. I was like, oh, it'll be not a big deal or whatever. I was like, I don't know. This girl was in denial, okay? This girl was in denial. I was in denial about how long it would take us to move on and get out. I was in complete and utter denial. I mean, I know it takes what it takes, but I'm ready. Blake's ready. So we're ready. Bake is nice in the winter, right? But not so much in the summer. That's not your juju. You know, I was going to tell you, you should look around. I've been, I put myself on I guess an auto notification or something like that for, I guess Marketplace, you know, an auto notification for Marketplace. I was trying to help. This friend of ours has a property there, a very large property. And he wanted, and when Blake was there, he was helping him some. He wanted some, he wanted to buy a mobile home, like to put on his property, because he has like a sort of a Airbnb kind of thing going on, and so but he's not super computer savvy. So I said, "Oh, I'll help you." Like, and I had my however you get it on there. You like look it up once, and then I guess it just keeps going. And they have so many of these amazing, like really livable, like I see. This is what you live in the world of the sheltered. You don't know these amazing mobile homes, like really amazing mobile homes, like you know, that you could live a whole family in. And I was like, wow. I mean, and so inexpensive. I was so shocked compared to what I'm used to, but I don't know, you know, it's so much less money. I was like, wow, you know, it's eye opening. You know, it's not something I'm really familiar with, but it was definitely like super cool. So I'd say look that way because I mean, you could basically drive yourself anywhere. You know what I mean? You could be like, okay, I'm going to be in Vegas in the winter, and I'm going to be in wherever else in the summer. Oh my gosh, were you guys here when I did my turkey and high heel paper clip? I love her. I should find. I should. I've made. I have somewhere in my stuff. I have some fabric pockets. I should find them. Oh my gosh, I was so. Can I hold up the tag with circles? Sure, I guess. Let me see. I don't know if I. Shauna, where was I? I was in my own world, like saying, like going through this. Amy, I was so shocked. Like, and he bought some one that he some mobile home that he had, and it's amazing. It's like an Airstream one, but the ones that I saw, oh, this is the one with circles. So that was just like some painted paper, and then I put some sort of book pages that I made circles with, and then sewed it on. That's all it is. Just my random whatever. My random tangent of making, and looks like it was made out of junk mail. So, because I think it looks like some sort of or a annual report, something free. Yeah, that's more my style. You know, more my style is like the more rustic, the better. Anyway, all I can say about the home thing is I was so surprised that they were like so nice and showers. Some have washers and dryers in them. It was like, and I was like, whoa, there's some really amazing things, like really amazing. Oh, thanks, Shauna. You know what? I don't even know when I made the journal. I made it in a class I taught a long time ago, and it didn't have all the little bits and pieces that I put in. but like this was like a painted paper and napkin decoupage pocket. It was like just showing people, like when you're working with a large group of people, like at any given time, I'd have 30, like there was 100 in the session, but you could have as many as 50 sitting around with you, or that would come to your thing, and just trying to give them the ideas that you don't have to be precious in order to make something like this. And you can actually go on vacation and collect a few pieces, like a travel brochure and a couple of postcards, and make yourself a cool little travel journal. And then when you get home, you can make it even more. So that was really the thought process behind making it. And it doesn't have any blank paper in here. So obviously I was not even focusing on writing in it. I was focusing on it more as like I guess like a glue book or something. I don't know. I can't even remember. But when the Defy auction came up and her December was journals, I had to find something I made a lot. I don't usually keep anything. Usually it's gone. You know what I mean? I make it and but I made this one for it. I wish I'd had some of my Amy papers. Would have looked good in here, but I mailed them all to myself in North Carolina, so no Amy papers are in here. So just some dyed papers I dyed. Yeah, I mean, it's perfectly my style. So yes, I hope whoever gets it will enjoy it, and they can hopefully, put some blank pages in there to write, or write on tags, or whatever. It was just all the things that I liked. All the bits and pieces. I had this really old kids science book, and I used so many of the pages in it and all kinds of things. It was so good. How you get like things like that? You're like, oh, I love that book, and then you don't have it anymore. You don't have it at all, and you're like, where is it? Where did I get it? You know what? These pages I dyed when I was making my daughter's wedding journal. I told you about like my middle daughter. She'll be 24 this year. She decided she was getting married during the pandemic. Like they got engaged, and I thought they were going to wait, but they decided they were going to get married during the pandemic. And basically, I had 2 weeks notice for her wedding, and she planned it all herself. They were going to wait, and then she planned it all herself. It was really small, and she was very adamant that I not do anything for her, but I made her a wedding cake anyway. And Blake made her the wedding cake toppers, and they were awesome. She met her husband playing Dungeons and Dragons, so the wedding cake toppers were their characters in Dungeons and Dragons. And I had an old quilt that had been given to me. And when I got married, my grandmother gave me, my dad's mother um, made me a quilt. And it's sort of like a traditional thing in our family, like to give that. And obviously, with 2 weeks' notice, no one has time to make somebody a quilt. So I made her a guest book, and I made it out of a log cabin quilt square. But this one has a yellow center, but the one I made her had a traditional red center. And I put maps. He was born wherever he was born, and put maps where she was born. And um, I had some old drawings her little sister had drawn her for her, and I put those in there. And like I had all of my family write things to her, and we stuck it in there. And I think she really liked it. I mean, it's hard to know with kids, but so those are the pages that I had left from making her a journal, from making that journal for her. So that's why it is what it is. It wasn't. It was when I'm going through all my stuff, going like, what in the world am I gonna? Your kids say whatever they want to say to you, right? Like, and she was like, I don't need anything, and I don't know. You guys, you guys know if you have kids, and they do them, right? So so she was herself, and she was like, I don't need anything. But I made her a wedding cake anyway. My oldest daughter made her wedding rings. We didn't have much time, and I made her this. I dyed those pages for her journal, and I sewed them all in and made tags and put little things in it and little charms and different stuff. And I think she liked it. I honestly, I don't know. She didn't, I mean, she says she did, but kids. But at least she can't say that I didn't try. And yeah, she had a beautiful wedding, but it was just like, it was before we really even knew anything about the pandemic, you guys. It was like at the early stages of the pandemic, and they were closing everything here, everything, all the things were closed. Carla, oh, thank you for supporting me, girl. I'm so grateful. Oh, good. You put the link for Saturday's sale. Thank you. Thank you. Well, I'm grateful that you guys for whatever you got, because you know what? It was hard for me to let go of my stuff. It was so stupid. It was so ridiculously stupid. It was just, yeah, it was dumb. I should have been good with like whatever, but I was like more like, I don't know. I was uh, I was so I was so emotional about everything. It was so silly, but I was. I'm grateful that for whatever you got. I'm grateful that you got my treasures, because it's gonna make me happy to see you guys craft with my stuff. We're like, oh my gosh, I remember that. So silly, but I guess I don't even think I have a piece of that will look good with this brown. Black isn't, and this is like a weird. I love sari silk, don't get me wrong, but I have to tell you, like, you can buy it. I would suggest you buy it and dye it yourself, because sometimes you can get it, and when you get it, you may like go, okay, I'm going to make that again. It's never the same color. Never, never, never. Like, so I try to buy as much as I can at the time, or I did. I haven't bought anything in a really long time. I'm going to see if I have another piece that'll go with that. Maybe this yellow one would look better. It is hard. It's so stupid, but it is hard. Oh, Amy, I didn't do so awesome. I still have too much stuff, okay? I still mailed myself stuff, and I still have too much stuff. And you guys, if I had somebody to pass it on to here, I would, but I don't. And nobody would look. Come on, who's going to want to have all of those old life magazines if you don't even craft or create? I'm going to be like, what the heck? I'm going to see what I don't. Maybe I have a red sari silk somewhere. I don't know if I do or not. Yellow doesn't look good with it either. So, hey there, Linda. How are you? You guys are up partying late with me. It is like a form of grief. Oh my God, Carly, you hit the nail on the head. It is exactly like it is exactly that. Try to explain that to somebody. Like I was trying to explain to my sister. Like I was telling her, she's like, "What are you doing?" And I said, "Well, I'm sorting out." You guys, you guys, it's so ridiculous. I'm like, I'm sorting. I was sorting out my stamps and my watercolors and my, like, I was sorting them out, and I said, and then I gotta sort my magazines. And she's like, what? I'm like, yeah, I've got to sort my magazines. She goes like, what do you mean you have to sort your magazines? I said, well, I have all these old magazines. I've got to sort my magazines. And she was like, okay, you are moving really soon and you're sorting magazines. And I was like, yes, I am. You guys, she did not get it. She's just definitely like, you're an idiot. You know what I mean? You could tell she was just like, she didn't say it, but you could just hear it. You could hear her like going like, you have to move. You better get over that. Like you better just like move on and get over that. You have to sort your And I was like, yes, because I have some really cool old magazines that I love, and I just yeah. Thanks, Linda. They're going to be in next Saturday's Defy auction, and I'll be coming on live and showing them. So I hope somebody makes good homes of them. I got to find some little charms for this one, and I got to find some sort of closure for this. Guys, I don't know what to do with my crocodile, so I couldn't even put like a thing on it. And I was thinking, oh, maybe I'll do an elastic on it. I got rid of all of it. I don't have any of it. Okay, so I was going through my life magazines, and then I was like, she called me and she goes, what do you guys have? Well, I was going with a handful of stamps that I kept for myself. I'm putting them in boxes, and I had just gone through all my metalsmithing stuff. You guys, I've been a metalsmith for 35 years. I have tools and just stuff. And anyway, so I was like going through the boxes of that. I found bags of beach glass that I used to make earrings from, and just all kinds of stuff. And I'm like, and then I found some tiles. I used to do mosaic work, and I was just like going through all this stuff. I'm like, okay, I can let go of this. I can let go of this. And I'm looking at the beach glass, knowing that I'm not going to be, even if I do come back here for a visit, I'm not going to be combing the beach every day, for 12 years finding beach glass. So I'm going to keep that. I'm packing my things up, right? And then she calls me, and I'm going through the Life magazines, and she's like, you have magazines from the 40s? She goes, what is wrong with you? I'm like, I was like, I gotta go. I'll talk to you later. Love you. It is part of grieving. I honestly agree with you 100%. But I had to just get off the phone there. I was like, I gotta go now. Okay, talk to you later. Love you. And I got off the phone, and Blake's like, it's okay. I get you. Don't worry about it. I'm like, I guess if you were on the other end of the conversation, she's thinking in her head, who saves magazines from the 40s? And one day she called me and she goes, what are you doing? I said, I'm dusting off all my wallpaper books. She goes, what? She goes, wallpaper books? She goes, what books are made of wallpaper? I go, no, wallpaper samples. She goes, you don't even like wallpaper. Why are you I was like, no, it's for art. And she's like, oh, you can hear the dead silence. Oh, I'm like, yeah. So I was dusting out, but she called me one day. Oh, the other thing is, okay, you guys, I think I only have 2 wedding dresses. One of them is, it's got some beautiful lace, and it's just a beautiful satin wedding dress that a friend of mine sent me when I was taking apart wedding dresses and for a while I made different sort of wedding things, like wedding books and stuff like that. So she sent me this, I don't know, book. It's a designer, one of them is. And the other one is a floor length, all lace wedding dress. And I was like, do I mail it to myself? Do I cut them up? You're like, this is so stupid, right? It's so stupid. So she's like, calls me one day. She goes, what are you doing? I go, well, I'm contemplating on whether I mail myself these wedding dresses. She goes, what wedding dresses? And I said, well, they're not the wedding dress I got married in, but just, there's some wedding dresses. And she goes, this is her it gets silent on her side. And then she goes, you're so weird. So I'm like, do I let them go? Do I keep them? So those are my conversations. Collectors do save them. You're right. But see, she knows Hawaii so well. She has a home on Oahu, so she knows that the bugs eat everything. You guys, out of the 2 of us, she's really wealthy. I'm the artist. You know what I mean? They have multiple homes. Her worries and my worries are not the same at all. So I have that. You guys were here for my Australian Geographics. You guys were here for my working magazines. I also have some really cool old woodworking magazines, which I love, that I've amassed a few of. You had to say it. You have wedding dresses here. You're not alone. Oh my gosh, you guys. This one, the satin and lace one, it's pretty. I was gonna cut up all the lace and cut off all the lace, and I was gonna dye the satin because it's really good quality satin, and satin dyes so beautifully. I was gonna dye it. And you guys, it's been in my closet. It's like one of the I had more than this. I only have two now. Okay. It's like I only have two wedding dresses now. Okay. Neither of which I've ever worn. Okay. So I have that. I don't know, you guys. I have lots of crazy stuff like that. Lots and lots of crazy stuff like that. So like when she calls me, I think she just hesitates to like Blake says she gets off the phone with me pretty fast. So she called me one day when I was sorting through paper napkins, when I was making paper napkin packs. She goes, "What are you doing?" And I said, "Well, I have this huge amount of really cool paper napkins and I'm putting them in packs of 20. She goes, "Why?" I said, "To share them with my crafty friends." She's like, "You're so weird." So I wonder what color I have for this. Guys, when I should definitely put red because I have red. See, I don't even know where I put my red wax linen thread. I had to sew this one with a brown one and I was not happy. So I wanted the red one, but I don't know what I did with it. And I have a huge roll of it, guys. I have like an enormous roll of it. I must have already mailed it to myself because early on I mailed myself some things like my Amy paper, like things I knew I was definitely going to keep, like box of Amy paper, some of my stuff, like bits and pieces, a couple of really old vintage ledgers, that kind of thing that I've had for a while, a couple cabinet card books, that type of thing. It is funny, but it's good on the wedding dress thing. Oh my gosh, you guys, it's so ridiculous. And one of them, my friend sent me from New York. She was like out, and she knows that I cut them up, and it's actually a really beautiful wedding dress. But it's not as ornate. The lace one, the floor length lace, 100% lace one, is beautiful. It is heavy though. I mean, really heavy. No, Carla, I don't even question anything like that, with her because we live such different lifestyles. Like, she would never in a million years like think to go to a thrift store to find whatever it is. And I would think of it every time first, primarily because I really don't believe in, putting a lot of stuff in a landfill isn't a good thing. And I also know for myself that sometimes really old things are made way better than new things, and I like them more. Saying that, like, so she moved to Oahu a few years ago. Her daughter goes to college there and they got a place there. And I said to her, "Don't buy anything new." I said, "Look on Marketplace, go to the thrift store, see what you can find." And she was like, "What? What?" It was like, it was like one of those things. So, it's like, I don't question it. You know why? Because it's like, what did one of my friends say to me the other day? It was so good. We were talking about when you meet your tribe, or when you have that sort of feeling of camaraderie with other people, and what that looks like and how it feels, right? And she and I were talking about it because I was saying, I'm really looking forward to that part of moving. Like, I'm looking forward to like being able to actually get together with some of you guys and craft. Like, it would be so great if we go, "Okay, everybody, we're going to have a little crafting retreat," and, give everybody full warning, give warning, and then just everybody get together, right? And get together and hang out and craft and share your whatever it is you bring, your supplies, like you do when you go to a quilting retreat. But we could do it with like a crafting retreat, right? And have just a really good time. I said, I'm really looking forward to that. I said, I really miss that. And we started talking about like-minded people, or people that share your vibe, right? And what did she say to me? It was so perfect. She said, "I can talk to a lot of people about many things, meaning like she can meet them where they are, right? She said, but very few completely get me. And there's no point in me trying to make somebody understand who I am. And I was like, exactly, because I feel that way about my family. I mean, my family's lovely. Don't get me wrong. They're kind and caring and, you know, and all that. But, you know, they don't they would never understand in a million years like why I chose to teach crafting class at a cancer survivors retreat every year for 600 people, and how I look forward to it for those 6 weeks, 3 weeks in the winter and 3 weeks in the spring, how I look forward to it, and how I collected wallpaper books, and I collected old Reader's Digest, and I collected Life magazines, and I collected Oprah magazines, and I collected, all these things so that I could offer them as many supplies as possible, and they didn't have to do anything. The only thing we would say to them is if they had gripping problems or problems that they needed special scissors, that they bring that with them. So, like I saved, you don't know how many soda can journaling charms I made with them, how many, you know, magazine journals or glue books or greeting cards. Like I had a big, huge room. I should have taken a photograph of it so everybody could have seen it. But it was kind of like, it was a private camp. So it's like, it wasn't like, it was for adults. I mean, you had to be over 18. But you could come with a relative. So some people did bring their, and if they were a certain age, so I think they had to be like, I don't know, 12, 14, something like that. But like there would be a card making station, and then there was watercolor painting, and then my partner would come and do Sumi ink classes with them. And we had that, and we had junk journaling, and I had scrapbooking and glue booking, and I had all these things and collage and mixed media. So they could do anything. So they could have their own they could art their way through whatever it was. And some people would get there really early in the morning, because they would open the room at like 7 in the morning. And there would be ladies in there that were first super reluctant, and gentlemen too, it wasn't just for women, gentlemen too, that were super reluctant to ever cut up a book or whatever. But when you came into class and I gave you an already shelled book cover with a whole plethora of papers, and then I had examples of stuff everywhere so that they could take them. We made board book journals. We made, I can't even tell you all the stuff. We made all kinds of craziness, whatever they felt going toward. And so I amassed this collection of things because I couldn't just go out and buy it, because I couldn't just say, oh, you mean I'm going to have this many people? I had to have it all when they got there. So, to explain to her like why I'd cut up, and flattened 40 soda cans, she would have thought I was totally ridiculous, or why I saved book board, or why I saved Japanese books, or those crazy Life magazines, or anything. I mean, I don't know. It's been a real joy for me to have all of this stuff. And it has been really difficult to let it go. It's made it easier knowing that you guys were having it in your house and you're going to craft with it. That's made it a whole lot easier for me. But yeah, try to explain that to somebody. Try to explain to somebody that you work all year long, so you can have these breaks in between to teach upcycled crafting, upcycled art. You should see some of the stuff people made. I mean, driftwood sculptures. I used to have 2 enormous glass kilns, and I would slump recycled glass and make tiles. And I can't even tell you guys the stuff I've done. That's the other thing I'm taking. You guys are going to laugh, but I have 2 enormous boxes of glass rings that were recycled wine bottles, and I cut them with a tile saw, the diamond blade tile saw, and slumped them in my kiln. And I used to have them hang in my windows, and I wrapped them in plumber's copper wire, got recycled copper wire from the plumber, and made these window hangings. So I'm taking that with me. So I'm taking, I have a box of glass rounds, and yeah, it's so crazy. Isn't it crazy? If something happens to me, you guys better contact Hottie and tell him you want some of my stuff. I will definitely look for some sari silk. I don't know what else. I also have some, like, I don't know. I have some kind of cool little doilies and stuff I could put in here. I should look for some stuff. Oh, I mean, they were so beautiful. I used to dumpster dive. Blake and I would dumpster dive every Wednesday morning when they would get a new recycling bin full. And he used to come back when he would be so happy when he found blue glass, because it was really hard to find here. And I made all of these. I had this vision, not in this house that we live in now, but in this other house, had patio doors in every bedroom. And I made myself a glass curtain. And it was just, I loved it. And I got some pallets, because those are plentiful here, and ripped those are a whole other nightmare to rip apart. I ripped them apart, and I made these, like, glass window hangings. So I'm taking that with me. I mean, not much of anything, but like, you look at, what are you taking? Some old Life magazines, some old book covers, and some old pages, and some glass bits, and some fabric bits. Yeah, they looked really beautiful. I was thinking I might make one of my kids a rain chain. She said they don't have a rain gutter off their house, so I was thinking I might make a couple rain chains, but we never know. It's crazy, right? When I unpack my boxes, when I can't give you an update when I'm packing the boxes, because my hottie's packing them. I'm just making piles of stuff and he's packing them. But when I get them into my studio and get my studio partially set up with at least lights and a camera, I will give you guys an unboxing of the crap I kept. Okay? The crap of the stuff I couldn't let go of. Is that so ridiculous? So ridiculous. So that'll be fun. What'll be fun setting up my studio. I'm excited about that. Blake gets a studio. I get a studio. We have a friend that's staying at our house, so she's already been painting. So it's going to be really cool to see what the house evolves to. I have an amazing collection. Shauna, I'm glad you think it's amazing. It is. I love it all. Okay. I love it all. Right down to old paper and magazines and book pages and glass art. And I don't know if I have a lot of practical stuff, though. I have a lot of cooking stuff because I like to cook, but I don't know how I don't know how practical I am. I really don't. But you know what? You're excited. I'm excited too, Linda. You know what'll make me so exciting is when we're all done with this pandemic, if that ever happens, because you guys, I'm so ready for it to be done, but I know it's not. So everybody stay safe. Um, just gathering together with all of you and hanging out, and that'll be so fun. That'll be like super fun, getting together, making art and hanging out, and that will be for me like the biggest gift. No, and I don't know exactly. I was going to take this job that I was offered there, But after all of the stuff that's gone on, I don't know what I'm going to do. I really don't. I may not take that job. The more I think about it, I don't really want to put myself out there if I can. I hope so. I hope I'm relieved. Practical is overrated. Oh my God, Amy. Oh, guys, it's like so ridiculous. Practical is overrated. I'm going to be so relieved, I think. I wonder how it'll be really good. But I still do have too much stuff. Like I can't take it with me. We'll see how it all goes. We will see how it all goes. I don't know what I haven't decided whether I'm just going to dive in and start making metal work again. If I'm going to teach, if I'm going to just make art, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. Like nothing, like, you know how you sometimes get a definitive, like, I'm definitely going to do that kind of thing? Well, I haven't gotten that yet, so I don't really know yet. You know? I am going to be relieved. I am. Well, maybe tomorrow, if I can get it together, I'll do a short sale tomorrow evening, afternoon, evening. Later is always better for me. I don't know about you guys. And then maybe on Tuesday, and then I'm going to be done. And then I do have a couple of videos in the work that I've been working on for a while that hopefully I'll get up and up during the holidays. Did it a few years ago where I made like just last minute Christmas gift kind of things. So I may do that. Linda, I'm not going to. You know what? I think it's been, oh, Shauna, love you, girl. Thank you. Who's a troll? I don't see a troll. Janice, who's a troll? You see a troll? If somebody sees a troll. I did not see the troll. Where did the troll go? Yes, what Linda said. Janice, who was it? I don't see it. Oh, I see it. Thank you, Janice. Sorry. I see it. Thank you. Yeah, no, I'm just feeling, you know, I think I got him. You had tons of people typing in things at Beth's tonight. It's time to breathe and relax. Yeah, I think for me, it's just, I don't know what I want to do. I don't really know. Do what makes you happy. Yeah, I agree with that 100%. Yeah, we were like getting stressed out because we just got all these new appliances for this house that we live in now. And today, my partner and I both decided that we were just going to leave them. We're not even going to think about it. I had a couple the other day when I was on, and it's not normal usually, but for me, but maybe one day at a time. Yes, one day at a time is absolutely right. And I don't think, at first I thought I was going to take this job, and it was a good job. Don't get me wrong. And I may still, I don't know, but they've had a lot of health issues there. And I'm just like, I don't know if I need to put myself in that risk category of being in that space. So I'm kind of thinking I'm not going to. But we'll see how it all works out. It's been kind of weird though, Janice, lately is like when you post a video, you're getting these like, I don't know what they are. If they're like, they take you to a website or something, these dot, like they'll say a word like relax dot something. but they don't show up in public view. They just show up in your, however you get, comments. And I've tried to go in and delete them, but they aren't there when I go, but I get notifications that they do. And they come almost instantly. Like, I'm sure there'll be one after I end this. It's been troll crazy lately. It's so silly. What do people get from trolling on the internet? Can you tell me that? You deleted several tonight? Oh, Darla. From here and from where else? Where else have you? You guys, today was like such an emotional day for me. I did not get a lot of stuff done. I did not get a lot of stuff done. I did not. I was like not getting anything done. It was so silly. They have no life and nothing better to do. It's just so stupid. Do you remember when they had that thing? Like, I think it was over at Stacey Evans' channel, Pink Poodle Crafter. I love her. Anyway, I was over there one night and she had this barrage, and this is a couple of years ago. She had this barrage. It was like all these people who were gamers came over and started spamming her oh, thank you, Darla. I love you, girl. They all just came at one time. Did you ever see that? Like, it was like a whole bunch of gamers came over and they started spamming her chat. And so much so that she just shut her stream down. And then they came back a couple of times, and then we started having conversations with them. And I was like, I would go to their channel and I would say, why, like back then you could like go right to their channel. You could click the 3 buttons next to your name and go right to their channel. But it was so ridiculous. And one lady was like, I don't know, she's like, oh, we do this every night. And I was like, why? Like, why? I said, why? Especially if it's not even content you want. I said, I don't know. Darla, did you make a journal for the auction next week? You guys, I gave up my beautiful signed one of a kind custom keeper that Shannon Green painted. She did some acrylic kind of resin pours on some early on, and I had it in my stash and I sent it to Care. So I hope somebody gets that. It's really beautiful. Shannon did like this resin pour and it's signed and everything on the inside. It's just the cover, so you can put anything in it. No, you didn't make one. I gave my really cool industrial looking recycled journal from Diane Fago, who I love her. If you guys ever watched her, she's such a good artist. I don't know if her name is Diane Fago it used to be Packer Dye, but she does really beautiful artwork, and she made these kits many years ago, or made these little journals a couple of years ago, and I got one from her, and it's completely empty, but it's really so sweet and beautiful, made out of recycled packaging, and it's really beautiful. I gave her that one. I gave her some really good ones. Yeah, Packer Dye. I gave her some really good things because, I really believe in Defy and I want to see it succeed. And December is a hard month at any time. It's not necessarily that you're going to want to buy journaling supplies or that sort of thing. So, it's like I didn't give her all my treasures, but a lot of them. I gave her some other things too from, and I love those journals, but it's like, if it can go to somebody that, if it can go to supply art supplies for somebody that wouldn't be able to get them themselves, it makes me happy. Because I'm really lucky, I guess, that I can amass the amount of, hey, Sassy. Oh, no, I'm not down. I'm just a little tired. Oh, no, girl, I'm not down. I'm actually feeling good. I've actually completed my 2 journals for next week's Disabled Artist Foundation auction. I just haven't had any dinner and I'm just tired. No, I'm not down at all. I'm just tired. I'm like carried so much stuff. You didn't do it overnight? Hey, Dana. Oh my God, it did take me years, Shauna, and it is terrible. It's like when I think about it, it's like, guys, I had file cabinets filled with, I have these huge, I got them from a medical office like, I don't know, 7, 8 years ago. And they were in my garage, these enormous medical file cabinets, and inside of them were just stuffed with all kinds of everything you can imagine. And yeah. Who do you have to beat up? Nobody, girl. This is me for collecting too much stuff. I had, I haven't even, I have cleaned them out. I have taken a lot of things out of it. I mean, it's all stuff for journaling and art making, but I know there's still some more, and I know there's still more in my, and I know there'll be some more in my, I think Blake said I have like a bunch more bins that I haven't gone through. Um, so I haven't, I just, you guys, all I could do right now is just get together what I can send to myself is like, what do I absolutely need, or can't live without, or what do I really, really want, that type of thing. What 12-step program did you join to curb your inner hoarder? You may need to sign up. Girl, it's just called moving. It is called moving, moving, moving. No, it has made me feel better that it is going to good homes. And it is a grief process. It's going to sound so silly, right? I'm sure, but you guys understand. It is totally a grief process. It's a grief process. It's like Shelly's grieving because she had to let go of all her stuff. She let go of all her things and she's grieving. It really is. Oh, I'm telling you. But I'm happy that I finished these. This makes me super happy. I have a few other ones that are kind of almost finished, but I may not be able to get them finished for next week. But super cool about when I would teach class. So I tried to keep, initially when I first started, and you guys, I did it for a long time. I used to, at the end of each session, let people take, I always let them take whatever supplies they want to take with them if they want to. Because then they can go back home and just start right away. But I used to like draw numbers, like kind of like a raffle, and give away what I made. But then it got to be like I was having to make new samples the whole time. So at the end, toward the end of it all, it wasn't even the end of it all. I didn't know it was going to be the end of it all because of the pandemic. But I didn't give away, I didn't draw for my samples because making them again and again is hard. You have 11 crafters come into your house. How awesome. Hey, Caitlin, how are you? You bring in your goodies and make the man compromise. Oh, please. Sassy Mind's packing up my stuff. I was telling everybody what he's packing up for me. It's so ridiculous. Yeah, it was really important for me, Shauna. Thanks for acknowledging that. You're absolutely right. It was totally important for me to finish these. I'm good. Night, Amy. Love you, girl. I'm so happy to spend some time with you too. I've been trying. I've missed your. Every time I get online, you're already off. So it's like it's been. The packing's going. We're trying. Our goal is going to sound silly, but our goal is to try and get everything packed by the 15th that we're going to take and have most of it shipped out. He is a good man. Now I know why you're single, girl. You, I'm sure, and like 2 heartbeats of a. And 2 heartbeats of a second. If you wanted somebody permanently, you'd have somebody. You know that. We love you, Amy. Love, love, love you. You like the cover of this one? This is just a Reader's Digest. Oh my gosh, you guys want to go like, you like run it, it keeps your butt flat. You're so funny. I found, this is going to sound like a sad admission. Okay, are you ready for this? I found a tub of book covers because, I took them apart for the class or whatever. Guys, I have like, I don't know, more than 30 Reader's Digest book covers. It's so sad. I was like, oh, wow. And some of them are so old that the spines, like some of them I got, like I told you, nothing really lasts in the tropics. So some of them I got, the spines were already like not good. So you definitely have to cover them. But the painting on them is so cool. The way they did the painting of the paper for this. I probably have more than 30. I think I stopped counting at 30. I was like, oh no. And then Blake's like, oh, here's a few over here. Here's a few over there. So crazy. You guys, as fussy as I get with things, it would take me forever to make 30 journals like that. You know what I mean? All right, my lovelies, I love you all very much. And I will see you either tomorrow or Tuesday night. It may come on kind of earlier tomorrow because I think Stacy from Pink Poodle Crafters does her auction in the evening. And I don't want to interfere with it. It takes time. You guys, first of all, you can't just go down and buy Reader's Digest. I had to go and collect these from people's yard sales, okay? And they weren't even selling them. I'd get them for people. It was ridiculous. Well, I will see you guys tomorrow and a little bit tomorrow and then possibly on Tuesday. Wallpaper books, fabric, fat quarters, wallpaper books, fat quarters, Life magazines, and whatever odds and bits and pieces that I have. Some really cool vintage books that definitely should find a home. And I don't know, whatever else I can come up with. Love you guys. I will see you tomorrow. Life magazines, definitely. Girl, I have way too many. It's that in itself, the collection of those. Yeah. Yeah. All right. I love you guys. See you tomorrow. Have a good night. Thanks for hanging out with me. Bye for now.